House hunting can be a harrowing experience. Your parents might know about that, especially some of those choices there. But anyway, happy hump day. Just a little comedy to start off our Wednesday today. The good people over there at Saturday Night Live. I just love that skit. But we're going to kind of start to use that, a little segue, as I said yesterday, with your study, your Google Maps, your folded map twin. Hopefully you landed on a house or maybe an apartment, whatever it might be. And if it's a business, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, because you're going to use that address to get some information, all right? Because what we do in the Cambridge program, we try to communicate. And so, that's not just writing short stories and fun stuff like that, all right? It's being able to develop good, solid business reports based on factual information, doing research, all that other great stuff. So the goal for today is to use some of that information that you received yesterday and research that information to get a better idea of the area, the surrounding neighborhoods, the zip code, value, property values, all this stuff, and you're going to put that into just a small little brief report. We're just going to do it on Google Classroom as a question, not going to fill out a big form or create a Google Doc or anything like that, all right? So, but where are you going to get all that information? Obviously, search engines are great, but there's also some specific websites that we might want to use. Now, as I said before, hopefully you were able to get at least one residence, a residential address. And if your address was just a business, then you can search that area and try to come up with a residential address, preferably a home. Or a condo or something along those lines. Something that has a property value to it. That's really what we're looking for here. So when we start thinking those lines in real estate, I am not a real estate agent by any means, but when we start thinking on those lines, there's a lot of good, helpful sites out there. You guys heard of Zillow, right?
The entire act of buying a home can be so stressful. There's so much to consider. Is this neighborhood right? Does this home fit my life? Is it an issue that I have literally $0? Is this home perfect for me? It's all really overwhelming. That's why I love wasting my life on Zillow. With Zillow, you can easily discover all the options. From up-and-coming neighborhoods to more established ones, Zillow helps you find the perfect home that you could absolutely never afford.
Zillow's map is a game changer. Not only can you use it to find the perfect location, but they upload pictures of the insides of the houses, which is amazing. You can look at them for hours. I know because I have, and I'm at work. I haven't done anything today.
With Zillow's mobile app, you can check on the homes you see in your everyday life, like that one. Not even in 10 years.
When you finally find that perfect home, the one that's still an ungodly amount of money but lands within a fake price range you somehow deemed reasonable, Zillow will link you with a real estate agent that's perfect for you. You can even check out other customers' reviews to decide for yourself. I mean, how far am I going to take this?
A feature I love is being able to draw an exact map of the area I'm looking in. Then I start with more expensive homes and work my way down to a more manageable price. A home that doesn't exist.
Birthday checks still make a huge difference in my life.
Home ownership is a great investment in the future. But honestly, I can't afford a security deposit right now.
Cynthia, the toilet is clogged again.
Zillow, for most of us, a full-blown fantasy.
I don't have any money.
I certainly have felt that way many a time, and looking at some dream homes and just kind of, not in this lifetime. But anyway, that's not going to be you guys. You're going to get your dream home one day. I know for a fact. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the Google Classroom assignment, just the question for today, and you'll see the information that I want you to be able to find. And obviously, I would suggest maybe starting with Zillow. I don't know if you'll get it all there, but you'll get enough of it there to finish up this exit slip today, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the assignment. All right, here we go. Before we get too much into today's activity and our questions, I'm going to take a look at the Folded Map Action Kit. And if we lived in Chicago, you could bet your bottom dollar we would be doing a lot of these activities. But here it is in Kami, and you can open it up and do what you will with it. Maybe answer some of the questions that I'm going to get to here in a second. Tells you again about the folded map project itself and those people who created it or are deeply involved with it. All right. And it really analyzes, well, the city of Chicago, and you can see here a lot of data, a lot of information. That is where we are going today. And so those of you, my seniors who are in my ACE General Paper class, know that especially in Paper 2, you'll be given some data sometime. I think that we saw the project on, or the example rather, on colleges to choose from, all right, or cars to purchase, or a lot of information that you are expected to be able to go through and then make an educated decision on. So a lot of different stories. We've seen some of these people in the videos, all right. Somebody who purchased their home in 2007 for $331,000 versus somebody who's lived in their house since 1974 on the south side that paid $30,000. So Rogers Park versus Inglewood. Again, if you're more familiar with Chicago, those might sound familiar to you. So again, this goes through a bunch of the people that we saw in the videos, all right, and some explanations, but you can see a lot of numbers here. Here's your English teacher giving you a bunch of numbers. Well, because we're going to see those if you're in my ACE Journal Paper class toward the end of the year in the assessments, you'll certainly have data sets. And so we're going to study some data sets, but today's goal is really to get to the data sets. So like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but there is a workbook, and the steps of the workbook are interesting, to say the least. All right, step 1, reflect on your own neighborhood. Step 2, visit your map twin neighborhood, which would be pretty cool, and then to share that experience. We won't be doing those, step 2 or 3, but certainly step 1 is something to think about as you go through this. And so this is in Kami. It's not going to be graded, but just to make this bigger here. All right, consider where you live, take pictures of your own neighborhood, answer some of these questions on this page, and keep a track of your response and what your immediate thoughts are. Think about, where you live around your neighborhood, and some of these questions here about, where the school's located, what is it like to run errands, go grocery shopping, grab a cup of coffee, or see a movie. All right, and then so this page has a lot of great notes to it. Just some good things just to think about as you're starting to analyze your map twin neighborhood. You'll be doing most of your analysis over the internet, and I'll talk about that here shortly. And we have mentioned sites like Zillow, which will be a very good one for you to use, that can tell you a little bit more about the neighborhood of your map twin. All right, so think about some of these things here. I love this. You are not a tourist, you're a community member, a resident for the day. And then in the actual folded map activity kit, assuming that the student would actually go to the folded map twin home or neighborhood, they would be able to, first of all, think about their particular neighborhood, and then these questions here. How is your neighborhood different from your twin neighborhood? How is it the same? All right, you might be able to get some of this information today as you do some of your research. How did your perceptions of your twin neighborhood change after you visit it? How did your perceptions of your own neighborhood change after visiting your twin neighborhood? All right, and then obviously, what is the most important thing you learned from this experience? So, all right, but today is going to be not so much from the humanitarian side as the analytical side and data side. So, this is the third, I'm not going to say final step, because we might just do something fun with this tomorrow. But the instructions here read, today you'll be conducting internet research based on the residential address of your folded map twin. You can choose one, maybe your Broward County one or your Palm Beach County one, whichever one is a home, I would say, or a house would be the best one to choose. If neither are a house, then you need to select a home or a neighborhood close to the address of your folded map twin. And then using your research skills, you're going to answer these following questions. Kind of 1A, 1B questions here because they are related. So obviously it's a Florida city, all right, and zip code, you want to get that information. Research, when was that home originally built? All right, what year was it built? How many bedrooms and bathrooms? A lot of time in real estate, you'll hear, oh, it's a 3-2, all right? Or, you know, a 4-2.5 means 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. All right, the last known sale date of this property. We saw an example in the folded map brochure. Hey, 1974, that home was sold for $30,000. If so, that's what you're going to put in for 3A and 3B. Okay, now there's a lot of internet information you'll be able to find out there. Again, I'll put the Zillow link on there, and I don't mind you using it because it has a lot of good information, but feel free to go to Realtor.com or any other site that you want to. You can go to county sites, Broward County or Palm Beach County, to get some of this information because it's all public record. So you'll be able to find the current estimated value of the property. Right, and here is a little math here. The difference in the amount the home last sold for, all right, and I have to change the verbiage there, but it's basically, all right, hopefully the home is worth more now in 4A than it was in 3B, but it could be a negative number there that you get for that little math problem. All right, and then high school, we're going to look at that. Obviously, you can find all public school information, but we're just going to try to find the public high school zoned for that property. And then this is an independent researcher, the Great Schools. Zillow does use this information. They give a rating of the high school, out of all the schools. And they rate them out of 10 points, and they have various criteria for rating those schools. So you want to find the answer to that to that question. Fill all of that in, and you will be done for the day. All right, got all that? Great. Well, we're going to go live anyway in case you have any questions. So make sure your cameras are on. Here we go.